Today, I'm going to share with you how to get a top LSAT score even if you have severe testing anxiety. For those who don't know me, my name is Steve Schwartz. I've been teaching the LSAT since 2005, and I personally increased my own LSAT score from a 152 to a 175. I have an email here from a student who writes, "Hi Steve, I'm a 22-year-old student with severe testing anxiety. Even though I do well in classes in college, the LSAT is overwhelming me. I've had panic attacks during practice tests, and my scores swing wildly between 150 and 160, but I want to score at least a 170 on test day. I've tried mindfulness and talked to a therapist, but it's still affecting my performance. My tutor focuses more on content than on anxiety management. How can I manage my test anxiety effectively while improving my LSAT skills?" So first off, Emily, thank you for trusting me enough to share your story and to allow me to share with everyone out here on YouTube and the podcast. Your situation is all too common, and it's still possible to get a top LSAT score despite the obstacles that you're currently facing. I'm sad to hear that your tutor is focused a lot on the content and not on the anxiety management, because the anxiety management is a prerequisite for doing well on test day itself. And so to me, it's not just about getting the questions right, it's about getting them right under test day conditions. And so we want to look at every element of test day, including anxiety, including pacing, including endurance, and considering how timing and anxiety may affect your performance. Even if you can get a question right in isolation, that doesn't mean that you'll get it right when it actually counts. And so we want to look at all the aspects here of what go into helping you get a top LSAT score. Now, you didn't mention this, but you can get accommodations for conditions like test anxiety. All you need is a note from a qualified professional like a doctor or psychiatrist, along with a statement of need that you write explaining why you're seeking the accommodations. LSAC used to be far too strict in granting these and denied them to far too many students who were deserving of extra time. Now the pendulum has swung the other way, and they've become much more liberal in granting accommodations for conditions like anxiety. So I would strongly recommend seeking out accommodations if you think they might help you. You may talk to your therapist or another professional to help you put together the required documentation. I'm glad that you've tried mindfulness. I would recommend keeping it up. Even just 5 minutes a day can help make a massive difference. You might also try deep breathing exercises, progressive muscle relaxation exercises, so that before you take your timed practice test or your timed exam on test day, you have a warm-up, so to speak, where you can reduce the anxiety. You can engage in some visualization practices, picturing yourself having a smooth test day experience, so that when test day actually comes up, it'll be like just another run through and you've done all of this before. You might also try reframing any negative thoughts, any self-doubt that you have around your test performance. You could think to yourself, when you get a question wrong, I'm getting this question wrong now, so I'm not going to get it wrong on test day. You want to work bit by bit toward developing a positive mindset toward the LSAT, a positive mindset around test day, so that you're setting yourself up for success when it actually matters. You might also want to spend more time building up your endurance for full-length timed practice tests. Build it up bit by bit. First, you do a single timed section to build familiarity with the pacing element of the test and reducing any fear or anxiety you have around the timing component. Then you do 2 timed sections back to back. Then you do 2 sections, your 10-minute break, then another section, and finally 2 sections, break, 2 more sections, which is what most students will typically experience on test day itself. If your current tutor is not willing to adjust their approach, if they're not familiar or experienced working with students who have testing anxiety, you might want to seek out alternative prep options to get you support that you truly need to get a top score on LSAT test day. At LSAT Unplugged, we have several tutors and coaches who have experience working with students who experience testing anxiety, and we'd be glad to help you out. If you're interested in finding out more, you can check out the links below to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. Now, the last thing I'll say is celebrate the small wins. Every question that you get right is an opportunity for celebration, and this can boost your confidence if you focus more on the ones you get right than on the ones you get wrong. It's too easy to tally all the questions that you get wrong and beat yourself up over them and worry that they're going to tank your score. But every question that you get right is a chance for celebration, showing that you understand the material, you got the right answer, and you do know how to solve these questions. You've got the understanding that you need. Of course, the questions that you get wrong or have difficulty with are opportunities for review in depth, but the ones you get right are equally important to focus on as well, just to keep a positive mindset around this test. Anyway, folks, that's all for now. In the meantime, I wish you all the best and take care.